Did you tell everyone not to barge in on me while I'm getting ready? Yeah man, I think you had something important to tell me. Okay, let me think, Hump. I think we have been friends for about 40 years now. Thanks man, these 40 years have gone by so fast. You have been such a true friend to me, and you're only a little bit older. That's right, you jackass. We were friends because I partied hard and you balanced me out. Yeah, we get along because we have opposite personalities. It has nothing to do with how old we are. You just had your parents' money to cushion your crazy streak. My broke self couldn't afford that luxury. Of course, Hump. Well, you know I've been an amazing friend to you. Might have used you from time to time, but that's only because I noticed your intelligence since the moment we met and I thought I might use that to my advantage. Cut all the flattery, man. You want something, I know it. Spit it out. Alright, you caught me. You know how my kid's getting married, right? Here, close the door. This needs to be kept on the down low. It's probably not happening anymore. Are you serious? He's not getting married? Why, he get cold feet. Relax, Hump. I'll tell you. You know I lived without any consequences for my actions and got away with a lot of stuff. I thought my kid would be able to do the same. I wanted him to be independent and make a man out of himself. I didn't know what else to do. If I smothered him, I could have screwed him up. But he has not even touched his trust fund since he's been able to access it. He never even asked for a small allowance from it before. You're right, it's almost like he doesn't want you to see him spending that money all over the place. He's super reliant on you and does whatever you think he should do. You've been such a great dad to him, and it shows in his character. He's kind to everyone he meets, he's not judgmental, he isn't aggressive. Hump, get this, he is such a nice guy that even Sealand, that rich Indian businessman, wants to set up his only daughter with him. I thought they would make a beautiful couple. So, what's stopping it? Quit interrupting and let me tell the story. Last Thursday, I was at that party with my kid. It was masquerade themed and my kid ended up discovering that I was trying to introduce him to Sealand's daughter. He recognized my dad's old suit that I wore and he thought I was terrible for trying to give him the best future I thought he could have. Now that you mention it, I do think I remember some guy was causing trouble at the party. Exactly, but that wasn't him. Some creep dressed like a clown came up and started harassing me. So, this loser would just not leave us alone. He was picking on us and egging us on, really stirring things up. Then, some other guy with a pretty young thing on his arm offered her to dance with him so that he would stop bugging me. That guy ignored him and laid his hands on me and tried to rip off my mask. The other guy took off his mask and it turned out to be my own kid. He was trying to help me out and he ripped the clown's mask off. They immediately started throwing punches and someone called for security and my kid's date fainted somewhere in the middle of all that. This distracted Junior and he ran to see if she was alright. He picked her up and whispered in her ear and she woke up and started crying on his shoulder. Junior held her for a bit and then they left the party. Yeah, I know. I saw the whole thing. I was there. The way she carried herself, her outfit, her uppity vibe, and the fight made everyone stand around us to watch. Everyone started gossiping amongst themselves and I overheard someone say she was the long-lost daughter of a famous French naval officer. So, you can imagine my surprise when Junior had her as his date. I'm guessing this little incident turned old Sealand off from setting his daughter up with Junior. Oh yeah, we got coffee yesterday and he told me he wanted to remove himself from the situation after finding out that Junior already had a girlfriend. I told him that simply wasn't true, but our agreement was definitely shaken. What have you told Junior about all of this? That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I haven't told him anything. Hump, if he's really head over heels for this random girl at the party and doesn't want to marry Sealand's daughter, I'm going to be pissed. I think I'm going to fast-track this little relationship and try to see if I can arrange a date for today. That way I'll know how deep in he is with the girl from the party. While I'm doing that, I need you to find out how much his best friend knows. I'm sure that he will try to pull one over on us for Junior. He's a troublemaker. What do you say that? I think he's good for Junior, like I was good for you. Johnny B, I can tell just by looking at him. Alright, I've talked and thought about this too much. I'll go talk to Junior and you go talk to Tommy. Even though they get along, Johnny B and Junior still walk on eggshells around each other. I need to make sure I do what's best for both of them. They know what I do out of love. That just makes this more painful. I see Tommy now, the rowdy SOB. Hey Tom, why if it isn't Johnny B's sidekick? That must be awful lonely, being the best friend of a man who is settled down. I have the much sweeter gig, let me tell you. The money, restaurants, alcohol, parties, women, you wouldn't believe it. You have sins meant for a far greater man. I would hope you would learn since the last time I asked you to do something for me. You're a bad influence on Junior. He's never done a wrong thing in his life, but you're steering him down a path that he is not meant for. He deserves better than you. You're nothing more than a stupid, foolish, arrogant boy pretending to be a man. Okay, old man, you know Junior is too good to admit that to himself. You're out of touch with the times. Our generation is nothing like yours. You think you know what a party is? You wouldn't know it if it hit you in your wrinkly face. Excuse me, you heard what I said? We throw better parties than you ever went to, and you were only invited because you were friends with Johnny B. Just who do you think you're talking to? You need to learn some respect. I hope you didn't hear this from Junior.
Yeah, I think he pulled one over on you, Indy. It's just his talent. He's a sly dog. Can you tell me that trying to become someone of a certain lifestyle means I have to keep up a facade? I have personal shoppers, assistants, and it's not like I get a break when I come home to relax. Everything has to be perfect, and he's responsible for that, isn't he? Yeah, I would think so. He did this without telling me. He was the one who was behind this, and he never even let on that it was him. I agree. That means he owns everything that he's given to you. He owns it, but I don't think, well, Don't get too excited. If he is actually two-faced, we should find evidence of that. See, here's another text he sent me. He put $250 in my account and said, buy yourself something pretty. Aunt Izzy, please help me figure this out because I can't make sense of it. Just know that it kills me to talk about him like this. Whenever I'm around him, I cannot help but feel as if we are the only two people in the world. I know that he loves me more than anything else. But when I'm alone, my heart feels torn in two and I don't know how to feel. And another thing, I can imagine it just fine. Well, I act like a lovesick puppy when I see him, and when he's gone, you won't stop talking about how awful men are. That the way he takes care of me and tries to make me happy is just an act. Yes, you think much better of him than I would give him credit for. There are a million things running through my head other than those awful mushy thoughts, and I just want to tell him how much I love him and thank him for everything he's done for me. That's what my mind does while I am with him, but when we are apart, all I do is torture myself with your advice and warnings to throw him away and find something else to make me happy. You poor thing. That means he has succeeded, doesn't it? It's good that you can admit that to yourself, at least. Men have many ways of breaking a woman. They can still be gentle, kind, sweet, friendly, and humble. However, after they get what they want, they will turn on you in an instant and reveal their true nasty colors. I swear to you, Junior may seem like as good a man as any, but he is still a man, and that makes him worthless. They think they are allowed to treat women this way. They stop showing affection, make promises they can't keep, and they pretend to be innocent when they are guilty as sin. What does this have anything to do with Junior? This applies to Junior and to every single man in the world. Do not trust them. They are snakes in the grass who prey on unsuspecting women. Please be careful with your heart, because men will take that kindness and use it against you. Don't believe everything that they tell you. Listen to me, they would rather chew you up and spit you out after using you than ever love you the way you deserve. That's the way the world works. After what happened to me, I don't want this to happen to you. I don't think this applies to Junio, and I won't hear of it. He has never given me a reason to doubt him, and I've never suspected him of lying. I can see in his eyes that he loves me. I know his heart, I know who he is deep down inside, and I should trust that he will take care of his father. What should I be worried about? If he wants to marry me, then I'll be his wife. And if he chooses to leave me, which I know he would do for a good reason, then I might as well die, because that will be worse than death. You can think that if you want. You're just lulling yourself into a false sense of security if a rich guy like Junior is going to embarrass himself in front of everyone by marrying a charity case like you because he thinks he's in love. That's not true. Has he ever truly been honest with you? Can you really say that you guys have had a conversation in which he promised that he would propose to you? Well, no, but he's always acted like he would and is just waiting for the right time. The right time? I still think he's telling the truth. I don't want to listen to you complain about my choices and tell me how much you hate the love of my life. He has proved to me that he is on my side, and I trust in him. He will make me happy. I guarantee it. Well, then, I have done my job. If you can't see the truth for what it is, that's your problem. Fine. He's coming to see me soon anyways. Just be careful and try not to let him into your pants. I would wait for him forever. He is my life. That's right, leave you dumb naive child. You know nothing about life, but I do. I was in love with someone once who stood me up and left me heartbroken and alone. Now, people think I'm just a crazy old cat lady. I won't let her shake me, and I will continue to prevent her from continuing on this path with that sorry excuse for a boyfriend. Ask Junior to come in. Lying? That's insane. If he were that deceiving, there's no way he could be so sweet to me. However, since his father has decided to set him up with someone, he's been acting a little off lately. He asks if I am free before he visits. That is a little suspicious, so I should be careful. I'll be able to tell how he's feeling and ask him to explain his behavior, and everything is going to be fine.
Phyllis, you look as if you don't recognize me at all. This is going to be harder than I thought. She's been influenced by a new friend and she's going to behave that way toward me. I just know she's going to do everything to avoid my questions. Did you send Junior's texts to your bestie? I can't ask her the usual way. I know her skills better than to do that. Two can play at that game. I know you're very unhappy to see me, but I cannot change who I am just because of that. I couldn't be any smarter, richer, or more handsome than I am right this second.
I don't think anyone ever said you weren't completely obsessed with yourself, Tommy. It's well known what a raging narcissist you are.
That's true, although I'm not rich enough to be proud of that, and I've accepted that my situation. If I were, I could ignore a rich girl who has everything in order to be considered to have the same status.
That was pretty articulate. He needs to say more before I say anything more to him.
Looking back, I should have found myself more popular and well-respected than her. Then we wouldn't have been on a level playing field, and that means I never got the opportunity to wait on her. I am my best friend's wingman. I am my girl's by her decision, if she actually got around to choosing me.
I think that's the first time I've heard you say anything nice at all, since you complained so much. I wasn't sure your complaints were even true.
How can you think that after being around me?
I don't think anything after being around you. But, since we are on this subject, you can let me know when and how you fell in love with me and how much you are prepared to give up for me.
What an ungrateful bitch. She knows I'm trying to find out information about Junior's texts. I don't have any other choice. Well, I remember when and how like it was yesterday because I was so surprised. It was this past April, I think, when I started working for Sealand. I was pretty rowdy, and you were a snob. We didn't know who we truly were. I remember I was caught sneaking around the house at night to avoid Junior, and I ran into you.
I remember that. Why were you sneaking around like that?
Oh, I don't know, and you'll never be able to guess. You didn't seem excited to me and you actually tried to hide your gorgeous face behind a bag or something. When I tried to get closer, you ran away.
I know men are stupid, but you give them all a run for their money.
We were like Romeo and Juliet, but my end was much harder to come by. Romeo could look up at a balcony. I saw you, my metaphorical beautiful Juliet, but there was more distance between us than even that. I wish you wouldn't have done that. Phyllis, stop making me suffer and love me back, please.
I think love should have some suffering involved. You can stand it for a bit more.
Oh babe, if everything rested on your desire, then I could suffer with some dignity. But, my love, please keep in mind how unfortunate our situation is.
Unfortunate? This situation?
It is unfortunate to be in this situation given that our lives are less important than our best friends who consider themselves superior. Even though they tell us that they appreciate us and are grateful for all that we do for them, they still send us in missions for them and treat us like crap. Phyllis, honey, you have no idea what you have done to me. You have broken my spirit and my heart.
Well, Tommy, I have to admit that I think your best friend writes the sweetest texts and you speak with the most romantic words more than any other man that I have ever met. My bestie was so happy and giddy when she got his text, more than possible for any other girl. Here is her planned reply.
Good job, sweetheart. I think we should run away together and do our own thing for once outside of their influence after we finish our meddling in their business. They have more than enough to let us do this for ourselves and give us a little slack out of all the leash they have. Anything that they decide to give, they have more, rest assured. Just one apartment with you would be worth a whole mansion without you.
I wish I could believe that.
Believe this?
There's no arguing with that. You argue very pleasantly, Tommy.
It will become even more pleasant the more I show you. But I have to be quick with this text response and make sure his phone receives it so that you will finally be my girlfriend. You should think about how to make our situation just use your girl next door vibe to our advantage as a future couple.
Tommy, you are getting to be so sexual. I cannot engage with it. To hell with it. You are still just a man, a nasty, disgusting, horrible man. You need to act, if you had any common sense in that empty brain, with some dignity and respect toward me, or at least take things slow and not treat me like some sort of wounded animal for you to eat. Be quiet, my friends are coming. Tommy, don't just hit it and quit it. We have wasted time fooling around when we should be helping our best friends.
They are fooling around until they get their texts.
What an excellent memory you have. My bestie, as far as I know, is getting ready. Someone has been monitoring the messages between Junior and Indy. I thought I told you not to kiss me and then ghost me. I figure you just won't be satisfied.
Nope, you hottie, how could I?
I suppose since you're only kissing me, I'll do the right thing and remove myself from the situation, so it doesn't go any further.
Screw this.
No, stop, Tommy. We have to be careful and control ourselves. Here comes my bestie. Get out of here, you dog. Someone told me you have something you need to talk to me about.
Yes, I found a pay stub from Junior Wick is supposed to go toward the rent of the apartment he has put you up in. He wanted someone from the bank to give it to you, but I thought I would deliver it myself.
Did you really need to do that?
Honestly, no I didn't. But if I'm being honest with you, I heard how gorgeous you were and with how much yapping Junior has done about you, I had to see it to believe it.
How much yapping? I didn't think you were going to be as rude as this. It would have been more than fine for someone from the bank to handle this.
I didn't mean to offend you. I promise that I didn't have any ill intent. Please, hear me out because it may be helpful to you. Your relationship with Junior interferes with his and my own daughters.
I hope you're not who I think you are. But feel free to keep talking. I'm scared to hear what he has to say.
I thought this little misplaced flame of Junior's would fizzle out in time. But I can see now that he thinks so highly of you because you are that beautiful. Still, Junior is too young to know what love is or how to handle situations correctly in which he has no control.
You're talking pretty badly about him. I'm glad that I have at least changed your mind about me, and I could say the same for you too. I'm anxious to know why you're so interested in my life.
She is well-spoken and articulate.
Please tell me all of your concerns and tell me why your plans for your daughter have to do with questioning a lonely girl like me. Please excuse me if I'll sound a little choked up. I have been by myself for my entire life, but your daughter has not, and your love for her has brought you here. I'll pull myself together. Keep going.
How could Junior treat a nice girl like this?
No, it's not like that at all. He doesn't treat me with anything other than support and encouragement.
Encouragement? He can't be that encouraging when he also leaves you wanting.
I don't know why you can't seem to let that go. I have my own doubts about you. You're the man who thinks he is a good dad by setting his daughter up with someone he chose for her. Maybe Junior agreed to that. He visited me this morning and was dressed like he was about to go on a date.
That's correct, he is supposed to go on a date. But, on your behalf, I will stop my daughter from going out with him until I figure out the nature of your own relationship.
Everything he has done has made me think that he wants me to be his girlfriend. His kindness and generosity misled me. My own silly fantasies and ideas were my downfall. He never showed any romantic interest in me. His heart of gold and willingness to help just succeeded in making me hopeless. I was nothing more than a plaything to him.
I don't know why, but I'm scared of trying to figure it out. But all the same, I will not let my daughter date him.
You're only saying this because you've met me, and that's not a good enough reason. My unhappiness is not cause to make Junior unhappy also. This should make you see how wonderful he is. I know that this makes you feel like you're doing your fatherly duty, and you must love your daughter, so let her go out with Junior. I don't have anything to do but cry myself to sleep anyways and drive myself crazy.
It'll be okay.
I'm not sure if it will be okay. I just feel like this will give me a mental breakdown. Why did this have to happen to me?
Did I say something wrong?
No, this just must be the way it was meant to happen. Tossed to the side and left the struggle on my own. My own mother died, and I knew nothing of my father. I was adopted from the Indies, then that mother died, and now it's true that no one loves me.
Adopted?
Yes. Then I thought I had finally found the right someone to rescue me from that awful fate I had consigned myself to. But I can't even blame him, even though I fall from the place he put me on.
My girl, please wait just 1 second. I feel for you, I truly do, but you said something that reminds me.
I am too depressed to keep talking.
That's fine, I just have one more question. Does Junior know your last name and who your family is?
Yes. I wish I didn't have to live inside of my mind and body. I'll get rid of everything I own and start new, try becoming someone else and erase my past. Any indication of who I once was will be gone.
Wait, what's this? I can't believe what I'm seeing. It must be it. It has to be it. This is the exact same necklace that my wife was wearing when I last saw her.
Excuse me, what did you say? Your wife? What does that mean? What are you talking about? This cannot be possible. Your name is Sealand. My birth father's name was
Danvers. Is that right? Please tell me that is right.
Yes, that's right. His name was Danvers.
When I hit on some hard times after my travels in the West Indies, I changed my name from Danvers to Sealand.
If you think that's crazy, then you should recognize me. I recognize you. It's me, your sister, Izzy. Izzy, my sister. But what's even better though is this is indeed your long-lost daughter.
My daughter. My daughter.
Is this real? How can this be for real?
I'm standing right here, aren't I? This is too amazing and wonderful to be fake. Please give me a hug. Oh, indeed, Izzy.
Indy, I won't cause you any trouble anymore. I'm sorry if I jumped to conclusions about your boyfriend. I hope you will find it in your heart to forgive me.
You should apologize to him yourself and bring the good news. Do it right now. Tell him everything. Tell him that Indy is my daughter, and he can choose her instead and they will be set up, and he does not have to marry to my other daughter. He will still make his own father proud. Tell him how great this is.
I have finally found my father at least, and I even get his approval of my relationship.
My daughter, the past is all the more depressing after reuniting like this. I have lost so much time with you that I can never get back. One day I hope that I can repay that and make you as happy as I could have. Are you sure you will be happy with Junior?
I could talk forever about how much I love him. His desire to make his father proud is the only thing that put pressure on our relationship. He does everything out of consideration for others, and you will love him almost as much as I do.
I'm glad you think so much of him. I hope to see him soon.
It looks like Aunt Izzy succeeded in telling him the good news.